Look, before we go any further on today's episode of the Style Monroe Show, I know that you are a woman who is not here to settle, and there is something inside you tapping, whispering, shouting at you. This is your higher self, by the way, that there is more for you. Yet, the way that you handle this is you reside in your mind, your ego, and you're like, I can't demand more. I need to be happy with what I've got. And yet that causes all sorts of commotion inside you. And what I'm here to remind you is that you are here to grow, evolve, and expand and live fully into your potential, which means that you cannot settle for bare minimum. You cannot play small and pretend everything is okay. And there's one thing that you must do so that you can keep evolving and expanding and live flamboyantly and boldly in your unique potential. And that is, you must learn the skills to stay in your own lane. What does this mean? Well, you have to train yourself to keep your focus firmly on yourself. One of my mantras is focus on you until the focus is on you. You must be willing to become your main obsession, which means that you've got to call yourself out on your BS around being in everyone else's business and addicted to drama, chaos, gossip. It's very seductive. It's very alluring to be in everyone else's business. And you need to clean up your life. Your genius, your higher self loves simplicity. There's an elegance about simplicity. And if you're always involved in drama, chaos, gossip, moaning, groaning, then it's a frequency that you then emit and you tend to attract it more and more. So your job is to see when you're in everyone else's lives. And that means when you're watching it on TV, when you're listening to family drama rama, when you're listening to your friend moaning about her partner. And your job is to exit out as swiftly as possible, because I will guarantee you, when you are hanging around with people like that, it will pull your frequency down. And I experiment with this so you don't have to. And when I hang around with people that moan and groan and complain and just love talking about everyone else's business, I find myself joining in. And I watch myself, I'm like, oh my God, it's so seductive. So, what I've learned and continuously uphold this boundary with myself is I limit my time with these people, and I'm training myself over and over again to hold space for what they say. And I do not add to the conversation. I say, oh, I hear you. Oh, that sounds interesting. Or that sounds like it's a lot. So I will add in that, but I won't add into the conversation, because there's a part of me, and this is where the honesty comes in. Like, we have to be honest with ourselves. There's a part of me that kind of likes to gossip, that kind of likes to moan, that likes to groan. And yet I know, if I do not call myself out on these sneaky habits, they grow like weeds through everything else I am growing and who I am becoming as a woman. So, staying in your own lane means that you have to A, recognize you're in everybody else's business, trying to fix them, save them. It's not your job to fix or save anybody else. Your job is to save yourself from yourself. Write that down, highlight it. Put it on a post-it, scribe it in lipstick on your bathroom mirror. My job is to save myself from myself. And so you recognize when you're in somebody else's lane and you come back in to your lane. You must do this because this is the way to you living in your full potential, you making your dreams a reality. You have to consistently, every single day you wake up, you put your feet on the floor, you need to make yourself a priority. And you have to remind yourself, I am my priority. Oh, that's such a good one. Please write that down too. I am my priority. I am my priority. And maybe if you are a woman who is used to never putting herself on a to-do list and always making sure everyone else is all right, there is deeper connotations to that because you would have learned that from childhood, that your mummy and daddy or your caregivers would have taught you that when they're happy, you can be happy. And yet you're no longer a child, you're an adult woman. You are sashaying through your life. You have to start taking absolute responsibility for who you are. Otherwise, everyone else is going to pull you in all kinds of different directions and you're going to lose your way. So you need to consistently make yourself a priority and check in throughout the day and see like, oh, where am I? Whose business am I in? Am I in my business or am somebody else's business? And get yourself back into your own lane. You must be willing to develop the skills to clean out your emotional house. You are not your mind. You are you are not your emotions. Your emotions are visitors. I think Rumi said that or somebody else. Damn it. Now I'm thinking about who said that. Your emotions are visitors. And also, all the thoughts in your mind are visitors. And here's the thing, you are in control of what you think. You are in control of what you think. And your job is to become way more aware of the words that are spinning and tizzing around inside your mind and the words that spill out. I'm sure I talked about this last week on last week's podcast episode, and it's worth repeating because it's so important. You have to become more aware of the words that you are speaking because the words that you speak and the thoughts that you think affect your emotional well-being. And if you are not in control of your words that you speak and the thoughts that you think, and you're not in control of your emotions and you think you are your emotions, oh my God, you've got zero chance. Zero chance of leveling up. Zero chance of living a life of excellence. Zero chance of being a priority. Zero chance of being that woman. So when you kind of get overwhelmed and you're like, oh, I can never do this and this is not for me, I want you to stand your ground firmly, plant your feet into the floor, stand upright and take on the stance of a warrioress because baby, you are a warrioress. And I want you to take a deep breath in and pull in clarity, simplicity, elegance, power, possibility into every cell and bone of your body, and breathe out drama, chaos, overwhelm, angst, and remind yourself who the hell you are. Remember, it's your job to save yourself from yourself. To stay in your own lane means that you need to be willing to amplify your self-care and wellness rituals. Look, you and I, we're getting older. Our bodies are decaying and we need to take care of them. No, you don't get to put your head in the sand and pretend everything is all right. That body, and I worked with bodies for years inside my Pilates studio, and then when I ran a pole dancing academy, the people, I was going to say women because I work with a lot of men as well, the human beings who took care of their bodies worked, they kept moving. I always remember watching a YouTube video, and it was this 93-year-old woman. This is many years ago, so she's probably floated off somewhere else now. She said, the interviewer was like, "Oh, you do Pilates every day. How is that? How's your body?" And she said, "Darling, my body aches every single day, but if it would ache even more if I did not do my movements, if I did not do my exercise." Be that 93-year-old woman. Stop expecting everything to fall into place or fall out of place because you start exercising. Exercise and move your body and eat really well every single day because you're wanting to nourish and take care of this body. Your body is your temple, it is where you live. And also, the way that you speak to yourself, your body hears that, and it takes it on as a frequency, and that frequency fizzes and pops and sizzles and ooh, all around every cell of your body. And I don't know whether you ever saw that experiment that was floating around on social media a while back, and it was these two apples and children. It was at school. Children talked to one apple in really derogatory terms. They were horrible to the apple. They were, really saying nasty things. And then to the other apple, they were saying beautiful things, and how pretty it was, and how nourishing, and we love you, apple, right? So over a period of time, the apple that had the derogatory remarks said to it decayed, and the other apple stayed the same. Your body is the same. Your body is the same. So this is your like fix up, look sharp reminder to stop. Just stop wallowing in self pity and feeling sorry for yourself, and advocate for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Stand up against the voice inside you that says you're not good enough. I am good enough. I have this potential and I'm here to live it. I am the prize. I focus on me until the focus is on me. I am my main obsession. I am my number one priority. See where I'm going with this? You hear the conviction in my voice. This is what is missing when I talk to a lot of women, the conviction. You need conviction. You need to want this. You need to activate that fire, energy inside you. Why do you think I had the goddess Kali, 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 tattooed on my arm? She is the goddess of destruction and creation, and she is here to burn everything down so she can create over and over and over again. This is what you are here to do. You have no fixed identity. That's your ego telling you lots of lies about yourself. No, you are here to constantly evolve and grow. You are not here to settle. Settling will kill you. It's a slow, laborious death. You're here to evolve. Which then brings me beautifully on to you must take yourself off the sidelines in your life and stand proudly in the spotlight over and over again, and learn how to celebrate, validate, appreciate yourself. It's nobody else's job to do that. That's yours. And you've got to stop all those sneaky habits and patterns that are just drawing you away from your potential. And last week I did talk about me giving up booze and decentering men and stop dating and making the choice to be consciously single. And there are many other, when we start doing one thing that supports us, it's a snowball effect on all the other habits. So if you're constantly scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you got to stop. You need to be a discerning, conscious consumer. So if you are going to be on there, do it intentionally, not just a while away. Your brain is like a sponge and you're soaking up all that nonsense. And I tell you what, this is something I learned a while back about myself. When I feel off, when I don't feel confident in my next moves, when I'm self-doubting myself, because here's the truth. Your self-doubt and your fears never go away. You get better at managing them. You learn better skills to hold yourself so they don't overtake you and take you back down to who you were. What I said last week's episode was what got you here won't get you there. So what I've learned about myself is when I'm feeling that self-doubt, I don't brush it off. I don't ignore it. I welcome the self-doubt in. I honor it, and then my job is to neutralize it, not say it's good or bad. And I hold myself with dignity and respect. And I do not go online at all, because that is when the part of me that wants to compare myself to people who my brain perceives that they've got it all together. And then it makes me drop down into my spiral of despair. So, in the unknown moments, and baby, you're going to have a lot of unknown moments in life if if you commit to this path of growth and expansion. In the unknown moments in my life, I pull away from stimulus. That means people talking. That means TV. I don't watch TV anyway. Um, but I pull myself. I say that I don't watch TV, but I watch TikTok. So I'm watching something. So stop faffing about there, Star. So I pull myself away from social media and I focus 100% on me, and I quieten my world down and I seek out simplicity and space. So I become a really fertile ground for whatever's coming through me to take hold and grow. And then it's mine. So it's this is what I mean by your highest potential, your genius, your higher self. It's inside you. It's part of the collective unconscious. It's part of the divine intelligence, God, goddess, whatever you want to call it. Your job is to become a vessel for it to come and come through you, find you. And you can only do that when you stay in your own lane. You can only do that when you stay in your own lane. So if you're in everyone else's business, no chance. No chance. If you're running around like a headless chicken, ticking things off your to-do list, you're at the bottom of your to-do list. If you're addicted to drama, chaos, if you are not learning how to handle your mind and your emotions and you're not taking care of your body, you ain't got a chance. You got to step up. You've got to step up. This is your one life. You don't get to make excuses for yourself. You don't get to not take responsibility for yourself. You want your outer world to change? You've got to change your inner world. And it's a daily job. You do not get to fall asleep at the wheel of yourself or life. Otherwise, you will resort back down to old patternings. And this is why so many people start this journey of growth and expansion and then they give up, because they give up on themselves, because they're not willing to put the effort in. They're not willing to be disciplined. They're not willing to be consistent and persistent. You gotta have that fire, baby. You gotta have that fire, and you gotta stoke that fire every single day. So, this is your firm reminder. If you are a woman who is here for more, and the more that you're here for is going to fortify you and forge you into the woman you want to become, then you must stay in your own lane. You must stay in your own lane and focus on you until the focus is on you. Until next time, stay absolutely fabulous.